Shalom. I'm going to do a topic called Amazing American Indians, or the whence of the Indians of Americas, whose forefathers is Genesis 10, and it's a possibility to thirst to these amazing tribes, and amongst the people to the ancient source to the Middle East. These are the sons of the Indians tribes, in which the dynasty 178, and then tribal groups, and they said they're very individualistic. They try to say in this article. I'm gonna give various origins, and they're showing you from Mexico and USA, things like that. Talking about Thars, Tyrus. If you read Genesis 10, he's the son of Japheth. I'm dealing with that. Most of y'all know who Gog and Magog are. If you do your research, who they were in my day, and it talks about all the descendants of Japheth. This one's a good one. It's called, I did this one before. It's called For the East Asians, the Polynesians, the American Indians. Who are they? And they're trying to say they're descendants of Japhet in this article. There's many of them, but it's not many of them out there. It's like one of the few that is part of, people believing this Christ stuff, but yeah, I'm gonna stick with this for a minute. They said the redskin starts. I'm gonna read this. It says blockading took place in 1926. I don't know why I say 1960, but wrote in ancient peoples of the Thars, that which were the reddish. They said reddish brown complexion, but no such thing. Really dark skinned people, complexion with their long black hair done up in a crest. How like American Indians, and who was their forefather. Josephus tells us that Tyres, or something like Tyres or Tyrus, also called those whom he ruled over Tharsians, or Tars, or Tis, or something like that, Tyres, or Tharsians, but the Greeks known as Tharsians changed their name into Tharsians, but the Greeks changed their names to Tharsians. Although the city of Tarspol exists today in Russia, Moldavia, near the Romanian border, or something like Romanian border, in the region of ancient Tars, or not Tars, but Thrace, not Trace, but ancient Harace, or Thrace. Yeah, Thrace. That's how it is. Thrace. Okay, Thrace. I'm trying to pronounce it right. Thrace. Although it was built over 200 years in 1792, 1792 BCE, probably over 200 years ago, 1790 BCE, and then named several, nevertheless, and seem to recalls early name of the region. Most theologians cannot trace the descendants of Tyres, or something like that, Tyres. Professor Archibald Soyce makes the statement from the fairly indicated of the most theologians and historians. Tyres is the only son of Yapheth, or Yapheth means beautiful, a Japhet, whose name comes to be obscure. Future research can alone be expected to settle the question. Well, let us settle to the question once and for all. Let us discover where the descendants of Tyres migrated. Well, let us answer, migrate. They said ancient Minoan civilization. Archaeologists and historians test the famous Minoan civilization of Crete and on the colonies in nearby Aegean islands. Due to the cataclysmic disasters 1450 BCE, including earthquakes, poisonous ash from the Santorini volcano, and the tidal waves. and the civilization disappeared forever. But the survivors were driven out by the Mycenaean invaders from Greece and Grecia. These Minoans were related to the early Hittites, they would say. As a result, from the vacuum of the older Hittite kingdom was invaded, and the Phoenician enterprise beyond the Gibraltar came to an end. But this allowed to the infamous sea peoples to invade the coastlands of Near East. What did the Minoans look like? Judging from surviving inscriptions, Minoans men were bronze, with dark hair, they say, and beardless face. Who that sound like? Also, the murals of the temple of Middenite Habu in Egypt depicts them as people with features akin to the American Indians. Many Minoans also were plums, tufts, feathers, and other incoverable evidence because no other people have worn them. You have some of the Hawaiian Indians look like some of them too. They're all descendants of Yapheth. But quotes very rarely clearly that the Mayans look just like American Indians. Here settle on Branch, and the other, as already mentioned, to live in Thars. And the Anchored Bible tells us that the Tyrese and was probably the father of Tyrsenion on the Aegean Isles. Another author, Graves, speaks of the people of Tyrs and being of Tarsha and 13th century BCE Egyptian document. These quotes with the Tyrian Empire people who held certain islands in the Aegean, but we find the name throughout the Mediterranean of Tyrans in southern Greece, Tori in southern Italy, Toron in Greece, thereof island of Greece, Taurus and Taranto or Tarentum in southern Italy, and Tarraco in Spain, although Tori may alternatively derive from Tari, they say. The Isles of the Aegean, what name comes from the islands, and then, says various Indian tribes. Please note first, people of, one race do not always call people another race by the name or pronunciation and the spelling of the race. A lot of people say that, the white man right here. And watch this. It says, could all the mere coincidence, surely not many of all not American Indians are ultimately from the Aegean Islands of Tarizanio. Among other proofs, I listed a few. The ancient peoples of Aegean built mounds and painted themselves in very similar fashion to the build of the civilization of the Mississippi and Mexico. Maya hieroglyphics, they say, show closely affinity and with those Egypt and of Cretan scripts. Even in certain Maya names of the days resemble the names of the letters of the Phoenician alphabet. Stone scripts with markings and language similar to the Minoan has also have been at Fort Benning, Georgia. It's still out there today. The main streets of the Maya were bordered by fountains from which sprung hot and cold. Similar installations of the like design have been found beneath the ruins of Minoan's place in Crete. It is not the place to spell out the details and involve the reader, but I would urge a personal source of found in the bibliography. These are just a few of many of proofs trying to Crete and the Aegean to the Americas. Let us now return to Tars, to the migrate of sons of Tars to America. So you got American Indians in Scotland, they say, and that's from Turkey. I'm not gonna read that, but y'all can get that for yourself. I don't read about the blind Indians. The scarce volume popular of Maya kept the Oscar Corto, or one of their priests, mentions that they came from the east. They left there from a great distance. They crossed sea, the further claim that a great king brought in and them over and settled them in Mexico 1000 BCE. This can be done none other than Dan, and mentioned the early in this chapter. Dan and I, Alden Volten ruled Denmark 1040 BCE, 999 BCE. Perhaps the furthest of Dan, the forest of Dan, and then goes on down to the land of Quincy of Maya is named after him. The earliest capital built by these Indians, including the leadership of the foreign leadership, was called Agmagdan, and they claimed in their traditions to have been ruled over by fair-skinned persons, many of whom had fair hair. How would one argue with their histories? Many of the Mandan Indians of North Dakota were mixed of descent and blind. In fact, many of the Mandans still have blue eyes. But this is not due to the recent Caucasian influence, they say. Is there a speculation to assert to the Mandans and migrated out of the Maya country, being part of the descendants of Dan and his party? All the anthropologists can say with certainty is that the Mandans may trace in southern parts of the United States of America. White visitors in America, they say. That said, the blind Indians and the missing links. Yeah, this is a article I want to do. American Indians are descendants of Japheth, like it says. You can check this out, www.cgca.net. I will do a topic on Gog and Magog. It's going to be a long one. I'm touching all over this topic because this is old information about who are descendants of Japheth of today. And I just refute that these are from the Native Americans are the people descend from the Greek islands and the Minoan Indians, or the Minoan Greeks. They're known as Yawan. So with that, I want to say Yah bless, Yahuwah bless many times. All I want to say is Shalom.